Well, guys, this was completely unexpected. Luckily, most of my cars were not underneath this. Unfortunately, my wife's car happened to be up underneath one of the areas, and pieces of it fell on top of the car. Part of the metal slid down the side and scraped it all up. This car got hit, but I'm actually changing out the fenders. That was one of the things I was working on. So even though it looks like it's damaged, I was actually pulling those fenders off. So that's very, very fortunate. And the Austin Healey happens to be up underneath a completely separate area that was not affected by this crazy wind. So basically, out of nowhere today, I mean, we were kind of advised it was going to happen. Oh, shit. But I was completely unaware that it was going to be able to do this type of damage. I mean, we had basically similar style winds come through last year. As you can see, I had some videos that I was doing some stuff, and this bent. I ended up bracing that back up, and I've never had an issue since then. We've had some pretty windy days. This happens to be very, very heavy gusts. So these gusts are just whipping everything around. I mean, it's so strong right now. That it's almost lifting me up. It's like a giant kite. So I've got to get all these either cut off or taken off and then start pulling the metal pieces apart, because I've been just trying to hold it down and it's not working. So sorry to have to give you guys some bad news that happened to me, but you know, I wanted to fill you guys in. It may be a little while before I can do some videos, because I have to probably replace all this, and this was not a cheap setup. You know, it wasn't anything insanely expensive, but you know, this cost me probably $400 or $500 to put all this in, and a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I went with a very industrial style tarp top here, but I wish I would have went with the heavier poles. At my house, I have this exact setup, and we went through Hurricane Irma and had no issues. So I figured this would be fine. Now this is much more in the open. This is a much, much bigger cover. And so I guess with just these massive gusts of winds and the fact that these over here are much, much older, and they probably just were not holding up, they were kind of connected to all of this, and that's how I had it set up. But let me get back. I'm going to go ahead and get all this broken down, and I'll probably update you guys on what's going on, and hopefully I can get this back together, you know, because I need this shade in order to work on these cars here in Florida, specifically in the summertime. It gets very hot, and I am able to work up under there where the Austin Healey is, and I started doing that. That stays nice and cool, but in order to do a lot of the projects I do, I got to have some sort of coverage. So hopefully I can get all of this put back together, and yeah, keep moving on, and you guys get to get some awesome videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and break all this down. I'll probably finish off this video and just upload it so you guys can kind of see where I'm at. So you might not see some videos going up in the near future, but hopefully I can get right back at it for you guys. Well, I finally got everything pulled off the tarp. As you can see, almost every pole was bent. I mean, I had cement buckets that were all holding this here, and then, you know, the heavy parts that were pulling over here. This is actually even more heavy duty. It's old, but it was more heavy duty, and these pieces actually fell on my wife's car. Now, the big downside to this, the good side is it's really just in this area, so I'm not really seeing any dents. There's one small little ding right there. But outside of that, no major dents, just scratches. What I was saying, the really big downside was we were planning on trading this car in possibly, and now that is going to massively hinder that capability. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. Obviously the channel is called Pete's Carport, and Carport just kind of blew away, and luckily nobody was hurt. You know, that's the good thing. You know, one thing I was thinking as I was doing all this is, I've never been the type of person to ask for any type of donation or anything like that. I love that people can come watch videos, enjoy the channel for free, and you know, I've always wanted to help others out that have, you know, issues like something goes wrong like this, or they just need a little bit more help to finish a project. I've always involved myself in that, and I think I might end up, I've had people ask, can I donate money? And I've always said, no, this is more of a thing that I want to build on my own. You know, I have the funding to do it. I take my time with the vehicles, and I do the projects as they come, regular maintenance and stuff like that. This is completely unexpected. We've got damage up on the roof there, and I really want to help the landlord out here. I'm planning on putting maybe 500, a little bit more into this, because we've got to rebuild all of this over here, so that there is a carport area for the cars to park, so they're not just sitting in the sun. I've got to figure out what I can do over here as a preventative maintenance, because we got hurricane season coming you know, next year, and I don't want to put this back up and run into the same issue. So my goal is I'm going to put up a small, probably donation thing, maybe a GoFundMe. And all right guys, you can see the wind is just picking up as we go. Unfortunately, my wife just sent me another message. The carport that I had put in, if you guys are OG subscribers, I had spent a lot of time, a lot of money on putting that one together. Did a lot of videos for you guys, those of you that have been around for a long time, at the house. Very fortunate that I was able to pick up this place, pretty affordable. And of course, I put a lot of time and money into getting this so that I could easily record videos. It gets so hot out here in Florida that it's almost near impossible to do any type of work once it starts to hit summertime and you have no coverage. So I'm hoping that I can get this resolved. I'm hoping that we don't get hit by some major storms in the hurricane season. And this is kind of a learning lesson that I just need to make it more secure, or make it so that I can take these things down. This type of storm, though, completely came out of nowhere. Nobody expected to have this much wind force, and it's just unfortunate. So I'm gonna head back home, show you guys what's going on there, and then kind of end this video. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on in case you don't see any videos from me in the very near future. Well, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Basically, just the tarp blew off this, so all the framework's still there. What I really need to do tonight is make sure all this is going to stay in place, because I've just found out it's actually going to get worse tonight. So it's kind of good that all this kind of blew off during the day, so I was able to kind of fix everything. It's just been a long day, and now the car is starting to idle really high. I got all the spark plugs changed out. It's missing one of the wires, so it is misfiring. Not sure why it's idling so high, but I'll look at that at another time. Obviously, I've got my R129 to drive, so I'm very blessed, guys. I look at all this stuff and it frustrates me, but at the end of the day, I've got to look at all the things I have. I have an amazing family. I've got awesome dogs. I've got amazing cars, and an awesome fan base that fully supports what I do. So I want to thank you guys. Appreciate all you do. You know, as I was going through all this, I started thinking, I have a business and I have a PayPal set up with that. I'll probably just throw a PayPal link. Don't feel obligated to absolutely do anything, but anything you give, I will put 100% towards rebuilding the stuff at my shop. Obviously, I'll have to fix the stuff at home. This shouldn't be that bad. And if I get extra, I'll put it towards building a car. And one of my dreams is to possibly give away a car on this channel, something really cool like a classic Mercedes that's, you know, fully running, as much restored as I can get it. And so it's always been a dream of mine to be able to build up a channel, you know, and do this type of thing. And I've been very blessed along the way, and I would love to bless those who have supported this back. So have an awesome day, guys. Once again, my name's Pete. This is not the coolest video ever, but it kind of fills you in on what's going on out here and the craziness that just happened out of like nowhere. So have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed week, folks.